What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Fig Heel YouTube channel, and today we're going to be doing a little fig hunt. I'm hoping I can find the rest of that Superstar series with Kane, British Bulldog, Muhammad Ali, and also it would be nice to find Monday Night Wars Series 3, so stay tuned. Let's see what we get. Fingers crossed. First stop of the day is a random Walmart that I didn't even know existed in southern New Jersey, but here we are. And honestly, they had a decent amount of things on the shelf. I was kind of surprised, but nothing that we actually needed. Look, you'll notice a Keith Lee, and everything else was Matt and Nick Jackson and a lone Nyla Rose, full price at that. Knuckle Crunchers, a little bit of Series 1, a little bit of Series 2. These Hogans that rot everywhere. Gunther, which I see a lot of places as well. Roxanne Perez, typical basics. They had the Austin Theory and Cena, as well as the Gunther and Ray. Standard edition Shinsuke, another Roxanne. Tons of these edges. Tons of these Drew McIntyres, just because, I mean, they're very, very basic, for lack of a better term. They did have more Shinsuke's, and they had this one Cody Rhodes that I was tempted to get because I really want to get the new suited Cody Rhodes, but with the new, for lack of a better word, crotch piece, not the old style. And this had it, but when I was looking close at it, I noticed that the neck tattoo wasn't perfect. So I eventually put it back. I scoped around the joint to see if maybe they had something else, maybe a Dom. I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to get that. Sometimes when you go down the aisle and you scope around, you can find some other things. And up there, I saw some more battle packs, but I didn't really need battle packs. I'm not looking for the old basics. I'm looking for these. And this is where I noticed, you'll see it's on the lapel of his shirt. So I had to pass on Cody and hope that I can find another one, which I'm sure I will eventually, because I do love suited figures. And I figured, why not? Come over to the collectibles section, see what they have. I liked these Jack-specific Deadpool, Talking Deadpool figures that kind of sit on a shelf. I have a few of them like that. This Ghostbuster thing. No WWE Funko Pops that I saw in here. A lot of the same old stuff. Cool Wolfman, TMNT, as well as the third movie figures. They had a cool Angus Young over here, which was pretty badass, as well as the Jaws figures. I always love coming and looking at the unique pop culture collectibles and stuff, but I don't think I will ever be tempted again. They had these turtles for $21.94. Everybody except for Michelangelo, and remember that. Over here at the horror section, which I love these new horror sections. I love that they have Trick or Treat Studios, one of my favorite toy producers in the indie world for anything. I wish that they would produce wrestling figures because they do such a good job. Look at this Toxie. They do these retro style 90s style figures of the House of a Thousand Corpses. They got Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming out, and they do them excellent. They have actions, and honestly, they're only $20 a piece. I wish that there was a way that we could get some WWE style figures from this company, because they do retro figures, in my opinion, better than anyone. They had Ghostface and a few other things, a lot of these plushies, which I thought was really cool. Check out Ghostface there. Black Phone, which I thought was an awesome movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a lot of cool stuff down here, but I am out of the horror game. I am moving away from horror collectibles because I always end up just moving the collection and selling it off. But man, are they fun to look at. But on to the next store, which is Ross. Now, you'll remember I said, remember that Michelangelo? Because I came over here to Ross and I was going through the toy store with the section that looked like a bomb went off. And over here, look at that. They had Michelangelo to complete the collection, and it was much cheaper, $9.99. More than half the price. And there's another one back there. So wild that the Walmart had multiple of every turtle except for Michelangelo. I come to this Ross and they only have Michelangelo from those figures, which is very, very interesting. But no wrestling stuff here. I was very disappointed. I came over to the Funko Pops, see what they had. Just a bunch of random stuff. Nothing that we really needed. But the unique thing about this is that as I was scoping things around, I'm moving around, I'm checking out figures, more turtles, right? God, these turtles are getting clearanced off everywhere in my area. Targets, Ross, Walmarts. But I noticed that over at the end of the shelf, underneath here, there was a Chase Funko Pop of Selena Kyle. Now, these aren't really worth anything, but I've only ever found one Funko Pop Chase, not even WWE, just in my entire life of hunting. So it was funny that to come to a Ross and there was a random Chase figure there. All right, on to another Walmart. I believe that this is Pleasantville, New Jersey. Eddie Kingston, as always. What surprise? Hulk Hogan's, the same old knuckle crunchers, a bunch of Bobby Lashley's. Again, no Austins. I mean, that's got to be one per case. I haven't opened a case, but I can only assume. More Eddies, a lot of junk down here. They had a couple Asukas, a Seth freaking Rollins that somebody stole the belt from, a bunch of Otises, a bunch of Undertakers. There they are. There was one Shinsuke, a standard edition. Really striking out so far. But I wanted to scope out and see if we could find anything. But man, these Otises, I feel like this Otis is going to be the new peg warmer, at least in my area, where they're just everywhere. Another Cody. There's Edge. They did have the Maivia 3-pack, as you can see. The Austin Monster Truck. Up here, they had more Otises and Undertakers. So it's safe to say that this Walmart was also a bust. But we're going down to Ocean City, New Jersey, and they have a surf mall there, and that's our next stop. All right, so here we are at the surf mall. You've probably seen this on the channel before. I absolutely love this place. Way overpriced, but it's always cool to see a huge influx of new wrestling figures all at once in one area. Now, the surf mall is just this big open space with a bunch of different vendors and such. As you can see, they have basics. There's a Chase Honky Tonk Man, but I think it said that it was $40. It was hard for me to see because it's kind of far away. You can't tell, but it's kind of far away from where you can stand. Everything was way overpriced. Like, for instance, they had Terry Gordy up there, and he was $50, I believe. All these Lucy's, not bad, the Lucy selection. It's just, again, the prices on them a little high. You got to remember that this is a family beach setting, and, you know, kids are trying to look for toys, and man, they don't have toys with them. Mom and Dad definitely getting taken to the cleaners, but they have a nice selection. Macho Man, X-Pac, Hulk Hogan, Sid, DDP. I mean, everybody you could possibly want, they have it. It's just a matter of how bad do you want it. I mean, look at these Chinas. Come on now. They even have Funko Pops and all kinds of stuff, as you can see, but there was a ton of people in this small space. It was very hard for me to get like a decent amount of video, as you can see. So I kind of just filmed what I could. I did love this. All these bobbleheads, I was actually shocked at how many bobbleheads they had there. But we're going to move on to my other favorite place, and it's a spot called Mike's Toys and Collectibles on the boardwalk. This place is awesome, but they've expanded in the sense they put up more shelving in the middle of the store, where if I turn and face one of the shelves, my back is literally touching the figures behind me. It's insane how tight this place is now. As you can see, they got a bunch of Star Wars, vintage and modern, very, very cool. Huge Star Wars selection, even like the taller figures. Ren and Stimpy there. Look, the Naughty or Nice Santa Claus figures. Over here's X-Men. I'm looking for the WWE figures because they used to be over here. But clearly, like I said, they redid the store and kind of moved everything around. But everything. I'm talking everything new, old. They got it in here. Plushies. This is like a kid's dream. And honestly, I don't think that the prices are great, but they're not as bad as the Surf Mall. So I'm scoping, and here we go. They had some wrestling figures. As you can see, they got Motu, Basics, Main Events, Elites, 2-packs. It's very overwhelming, and as you can see, there's other people in the store, and my back is literally to the figures behind me. I didn't even know where to begin. These pegs are stacked to the brim. It's hard to really check anything without knocking stuff over, and then you knock stuff over, the guy who owns the place is like looking at you. So that's the only bad part. Like, look at that, $34.99 for that Dominic Mysterio, which I never found in stores. B-Fab, Buddy Matthews. They even have Lucy's, which we will take a look at later. I was just kind of working around other people. There was a bunch of people hounding around me, and my back was against the wall. I do need this APA Bradshaw, but guess what? I forgot to grab it as I was leaving because it's just like a high-pressure situation. There's the new Hogan, which I absolutely love, and we just unboxed it on the channel. Some AEW figures. There's the new Rowdy Piper. They even have the Monday Night War Elites over here. Look at that. The Devil MJF. Ethan Page. $40 each, so basically double retail. Not terrible, but definitely not great. There we have Samoa Joe, Chris Jericho, Lionheart, bunch of Ultimates. There's the pay-per-view Bryan Danielson. There's The Rock. There's that Cody Rhodes I want, but I wasn't going to buy it here. Tons of Otis. Surprise, surprise. There's Seth Rollins with the belt. AEW figures, which honestly, they used to have a huge AEW selection. I'm shocked that they were able to get rid of them and sell as many as they had. I noticed they had another Monday Night War back here, and I think that it's The Rock, and it was, yep. So I still have not found this in my local Walmarts, but they had it on the boardwalk. Not for that price, pal. Not for that price. There's Saraya back there, Carmelo Hayes. They got Kane, Rey Mysterio Jr., more Moxleys and MJF, some UFC figures, Gunther, Undertaker. I mean, tons of stuff. This place was absolutely stacked. Very overwhelming. It's just a shame how tight and small it is with so many people walking around the store by the time I got out of here that it was just like, all right, this is way too overwhelming and kind of like stressful for me. But check out that old Nikki Cross right there. Dominic Mysterio in the gold and black. They had Muhammad Ali.
Last summer.
They had the Sultan. Look, they even had a Toy Biz Dennis Rodman up there. R-Truth. What do we got up here? A Hunico. They had like a $50 Hunico basic. Insane. You never see that at places. But you know what? We're going to take a look at the loose figures down there and see what they got. You know, Jax, Toy Biz. There's this random basic edge that I didn't need. Too cool. Nothing too great. Nothing was standing out to me. And it seemed like every single loose figure was $10, which, boy, man, that is high for some of these beat-up ones. There's Ken Shamrock, the Road Dogg, Jesse James, Signature Series. They even had Raven right here. If the Raven had, like, all of his stuff, I definitely would have picked it up if it was complete, but it wasn't. They have an Elite Alberto Del Rio for $10, which I didn't think was too bad. This weird Kane. There's Christian there, obviously. But there's Johnny Nitro. Rey Mysterio. You see a Stomp LOD. There's Farouk. Toy Biz referee. Tons of stuff here to go through. But honestly, none of it was really worth picking up for the price, so I just bailed on it. As I said, in retrospect, I wish I picked up that Bradshaw. But, I was just trying to scope out and get everything on film. One of the worst head scans in a lot of people's mind is that Chuck Palumbo. Here's a nice Natalia. They even had more Lucy's over here in this, like, collector's case. But it was not just wrestling. They had a few wrestling. Odd that their selection to put in here was these figures. I think some of those other ones could have made their way in there. But there's me, as you can see, with my beautiful face. And up at the top, I noticed they had a Chase MJF Devil, which is awesome. All right, now we are at Target in Mays Landing. I haven't been here in literally years. I came and I saw bare shelves, Legends Ring, Dr. Britt Baker. They got Triple H Ultimate here. There's Bret the Hitman Hart, the Sultan. And then I noticed this on the wall. It says, can we order more WWE? I cannot believe this. Like, who does this? Who writes that on the wall? Can we order more WWE? Hey, maybe they'll listen and they'll do it. Who knows? But went to another Walmart and they had a shipper that was completely picked through. I got excited. I saw the Cody Rhodes, but I realized it was the old crotch mold and the old leg, so I didn't want it. I'm looking for that new style that's very, very elite-esque with a lot less cracks in the plastic and such. But it had a ton of Shinsuke's, X-Pac, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. There's Bayley. My first time seeing it in person, and actually that t-shirt pops on this figure. Another Bayley. There's Gunther, Roman Reigns, Lex Luger, Bayley, and Gunther. So I came down here, and I found a bunch of Chase Shinsuke Nakamura's. I didn't get it. I don't really need it, but kind of cool that all the Chases were kind of in one spot. Nothing else on the shipper, but I figured I would go back to the aisle and see what we could find. But unfortunately, there was something. I think I coined a new term on this trip. there was somebody there that was stock blocking me, and they were standing in front of the way, and I could not see the stock. He's actually behind me as I film this. First time seeing the British Bulldog and Shawn Michaels pack. There's some AEW. It was very hard to film because this guy was like breathing down my neck. I had to kind of butt in front of him because, as I said, he was stock blocking me. But this was a bust. We're moving on to Target in Turnersville. And we came here, I saw a couple basics, and I saw exactly one of the things I was looking for, that AEW Full Gear 2-pack of Jon Moxley and MJF. So we're definitely picking this up. Glad to see that we are not leaving empty-handed on this trip. There is the Undertaker cycle, main event AJ Styles, 2 Brock Lesnars. They had the Legends ring. Look at this, $10 for Nyla Rose. You need to give that away. But we're leaving with this. All right, guys. So not the most successful hunt, but not the least successful hunt either. We did pick up one of those Target exclusive pay-per-view limited edition Jon Moxley MJF 2-packs. Something about this MJF head, man. They're just not great. Same thing with this one. But I love the cloth goods. I think this is the best toyetic gear of a Moxley figure so far. And I do love this this new cloth goods kind of posable style robe. Really cool. He does have the dynamite. He does have the Dynamite Diamond ring, I think. As he does on the picture, which is pretty cool. How about this? Check out this weird image on the back. We were talking about on the Case Fresh pod when they first showed these images. So odd. Why would you put this on the back? They could have done a better one, facing off or something, locking up, wrestling. I don't know. But so fun fig hunt. Still looking for those superstar figures we were talking about. Series 9. We need the other 2, and we need a whole set mint on card. But still on the hunt for those Monday Night Wars Series 3. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace. Are you a wrestling figure collector of WWE Mattel, AEW Jazzwares, and everything in between? Then you need Fig Heel's Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia, the modern edition covering all releases from 2010 to present day. Featuring over 5,000 photos of action figures from the hottest brands, including independent toy makers. Keep track of what you have, want, and need, including loose, mock, and overall collection value. With shots by Matthew Goldberg, the Wrestling Figure Encyclopedia is a must-have for collectors. Premium, full-color, and value black and white editions available now on Amazon.com. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at FigHeel. Pick up my book series on Amazon and my merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com/FigHeel. Join my official sponsor, Whatnot, at WhatHealed.com and receive $15 off your first purchase.